Hi guys, how's it going today? I started filming. I have no idea what I want to talk about, but I need to talk. I need to talk about the transformation going on right now on this earth, the separation, and how I am feeling it. Because I know there's a lot of how do I say? There's a lot of excitement, like we're waiting on something to happen. And I wanted to talk about, like, we're kind of addicted to chaos. We're kind of addicted to something big happening. And I'm not saying nothing bad on a world scene is coming up, because I feel it too. But I just want to say, like, the tower falling, the transition. People imagine like a war, literally a war. But the war was happening up above before it happens and manifests here. And there aren't just physical, like, gun pow pow missile wars, there are also, like, you guys know manifestation. You got into that probably, and if not, it's really useful. Look into it. But you know how we look into manifestation on our own level. How can I manifest abundance for my life? How can I manifest love and peace for me? Well, you gotta fucking be in love with yourself. You gotta be peaceful. You gotta be abundant. You gotta bring value. You gotta be of service. You have to find alignment. You have to find where your talents are needed, because you aren't supposed to be boxed up in your apartment, house, or workplace. Like, that was the war, guys. We were separated in so many ways, with so many different labels and different reasons to hate each other, while we're all the freaking same thing. Shared consciousness experiencing itself from different points of eyes, and the goal to learn to, what's the word in English? The word is manipulate. We're here to learn to manipulate energy. Okay, so there's other places in reality right now, in dimensions, where our thoughts manifest immediately. So you can end a planet by thinking about it. Can you imagine holding that much power? So we traumatized our souls, and the 3D here is a place where we learn the responsibility and how karma works, and we see it through our eyes, seeing time. But up there's no time. Okay? And the war, the enemy, there's no enemy. It's us. It's all us. We're also the bad guys. Okay? You may not remember it, but you are also the one living that life and doing those horrible things. Okay? So we're not gonna, like, we already won. Okay? We're in the timeline. It's done. Okay? The bad guys, the ones who imprisoned us, okay, they're done. The light is too strong. If you're into astrology, we're freaking in the age of knowing. Information is going like that, bam 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 bam, and us, like, I got into conspiracy theories really young, and I saw some really messed up stuff on the internet way too young, and I was so far into the dark side of the human. You know, everything dark we're doing. It's the same side to one coin. Okay? We gotta shadow work, manifestation on a like personal level. Can you figure out that we're manifesting as a collective as well? We're the ones creating wars. We're the ones being brainwashed, and like the bad guys were using predictive programming to create the outcomes they had on their agenda. So they're blasting us with fear, 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 sickness, blah, 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 survival, violence, blah, blah, blah. We're living down here on our 3 bottom chakras, all competing against one each other. That was the fucking magic trick they used against us. Those guys are done. It's done. We won up there already. Like, it's a cycle. It's quite a paradox. Is it out of our hands? Is it in our hands? Free will? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I think there's infinite possible realities. It's all happening at once. You have a choice now. You have a choice now. You have a choice now. We can all change that. And we're here to learn that. To get out of this. To understand our dark side. And to approach this with the ultimate compassion for ourselves as a whole, as a community, as a society, not just as you would be manifesting for yourself on your own. You realize during spiritual awakening, as within so without, what you vibrate inside reflects outside. The more you practice this and you're a master of your thoughts and your emotions, the more you can legitimately, like, it's not trying no more, it's knowing that we're all one without the psychedelics or the experience you can have where you're like, yeah, I used a substance that made me like have an experience that was like, yeah, that's weird. You see maybe outside of your normal perception, but doing it like lucid, with clarity, with journaling and affirmations, and noting down your dreams, and you start to really see yourself in full light. And when you shine light on darkness, it's shown to you. Light against shadow, light wins. And like, we have night and day, wrong and good, and now we're having like darkness. When I say they lost, it's in the cycle. And it's an up and down like that all the time. And we're here, living out a small, tiny bit of it in our own lives. But you're a part of it. We're all part of that. One organic system that's intimately interconnected in every possible way. So 99% of what we don't see goes on up there simultaneously as here. Okay? And I lost my train of thought. Yeah, we're manifesting wars by being bombarded with fear. Okay? When you go into manifestation, you learn that what you feel inside is what you're going to get out your outside. If you're someone who's really anxious, who's always in fear of whatever's next economy crash, the next place that's gonna explode up, the next food that's poisoning you, there's so many reasons for us to stress out, and that's gonna show up in our lives. Because we're stressed, everyone reflects that to you, and everyone, it's like contagious. It's like together they use predictive programming, showing us shows, movies, the news, in songs, all that combined with fucking the environment in which we live, cities, all that stuff. It's leading us to a point where, yeah, as a whole, we were like, wait a second, something's off, and this is what's going on. So all I wanted to say basically is, don't worry 1 second about it. The more you worry about it, the more you're letting the bad guys prolong the darkness, prolong the darkness. The less resistance you have to this, the things changing. Everyone wants things to change. We all say it, but we don't want it, really. People are like, no, but my house, and my car, and my job, and my bank account, and all my money, and all my stuff. Like, don't worry about it. That's not, like, things will still be. There will still be stuff. We're just not going to be slaves to them anymore. We're going to be, yeah, look at my environment. My kids have a paradise to look forward to. I am deeply, deeply grateful for that. Like, that's where you want to be. You don't want to be like, look at my car. Look at my house, how pretty it is. It's on a mountaintop. Yeah, I'd be proud too. Who wouldn't? But, like, does it really matter? When you're gonna go up into the heavens, or just die, or planted in the ground to rot, if that's what you believe in. Like, you're not going with any of that. What you're gonna go with is the karmic imprint you leave here. And we're all trained to leave super bad karmic imprints, living life for ourselves. Me, competition. Pushing people off to be the new guy who's there for, or girl who's there for a few months or years or whatever, at the top position, and boom, someone else pushes you over, and it's just like bah. This till our earth ends, and there's no more resources, and there's some guy with 100 Bugattis. Like, yeah, you won life. No, that's not where we're heading. Everyone's realizing that we have to work together, we have to contribute, we have to be the best versions of ourselves, perfectly aligned to where we can fulfill our soul's mission. What do you think is happening? This is exactly what's happening. Like, people are connecting back to source. It's been in our history for a long time, from different cultures. Everyone has a big religion, and we're all talking about the same freaking thing. It's us. Treat your neighbor like it was yourself. Treat people like you want to be treated, because it's literally that. And once you learn deep esoteric knowledge, occult knowledge, even magic CK, when you learn about secret societies and what they're doing, and rituals and entities and angels and devils and all that, and you connect all that together, and then you look at the sky and it looks back at you, and you look at the stars and it twinkles. I know we have trauma as a collective, like, they ended some people's lives over this. They put an end to your chapters, and I'm sorry you had to go through that. I'm sorry that they had to dim your light. I'm sorry that you had to pay with your life for trying to bring truth. I'm deeply sorry that you had to suffer for your truth, for your light. I'm deeply sorry that you saw your loved ones suffer for sharing your light. I'm sorry for what they did to you. You didn't deserve that. But I'm grateful to be one who's open to say loud and clear, I see you, and I'm not scared of you. And you can close my chapters too. You can end me. You can put an end to it. I know you've did it for a bunch of truth tellers. We are all one. Imagine a world wherein we're all connected together, manifesting together, peace, love, harmony. I see it. It's not so hard. Planet Earth, our mother, here with all this beauty around. I can see it right now. Paradise on Earth is just a way of changing your perception. And once you start being of service to others for the greater good, the sense of connection, it's undeniable because it's real. And we all suffer so much because this world, we've turned it unreal. And people just want to go back. Or not, that's the wrong word. We want to go forward in a new way. Differently. Some heavy stuff here, but we are all the same energy from source, okay? A reflection of each other. Here to learn about good, about bad. Everything has a cause. Everything has its effects. Every action has its reaction. And everything happens in cycles. What goes up must come down. All this is something we perceive in our minds. Without our five senses, we wouldn't get to be here in 3D, okay? But here in 3D, we see like 0.04% of the light spectrum with our eyes. When we touch something, it feels hard, but everything vibrates when you look at it real down to the microscopic level. When you start to see just that everything is made out of atoms, vibrating at different levels. When you're vibrating real low, you might end up in hell, in your heel, living really in survival mode. And I've been most of my life living up here. Crown wide open, floating up above, being thrown around. Ha! It was awesome. But now I'm starting to get aware of a bunch of things. And when you shine awareness on something, it tends to get less and less and less. And then it collapses. Just like in quantum physics. With an observer, quantum field collapses to the ultimate truth of what you hold here. So this is true on an individual level, and this is true on a collective level. We gotta wake up to how we're contributing to the breakdown of so many things, to the outbursts of violence. It's a reflection of how we're working as a society, how everything works. So once we change as a collective, our inner, the back end of how it works, 99% of what we don't see, of the guys at the tables up there talking and negotiating and making soul contracts to come here and live out certain things. There's another way. We can all take a breather, sit down, meditate for peace and love, and see the world change with the universe by our side, co-manifesting, co-creating with us. The power we hold. You have no idea the power you hold right now with your mind. Just start changing the way you speak. Speak it out loud in the mirror when you get up. Change hands for brushing your teeth. If you're a righty, change to the left, like I do. I brush my teeth with my left hand now. If you're a lefty, go with your right. And this is going to connect to your subconscious brain. Start talking to your coding, to how you've been programmed, how you've been brought up as a kid, and what you've been told by your teachers and your parents and your siblings and your friends, because you don't know what you don't know. And as a collective, we've decided together, like, this is how it is, but yeah, we can decide otherwise. And Yeah, stay strong. I know it's not easy. I know the matrix. It's not easy on people who try to be different, who try to challenge the ways. But you keep strong, you keep shining your light. And there's more and more of us. We're here for one another. So I love you so very, very much. I'm talking to myself right now because I'm you and you're me. And I'm just a reflection of you right now. If you're vibrating at my level, if you're at my frequency, you made it to the end of the video. I love you. Keep going. It's worth it. And we're going to create paradise on earth. Peace out. I love you all.